Hey folks, Justin VanLaere here to talk a little bit about the Iowa Hawkeyes upcoming game versus the Duquesne Dukes from the Atlantic 10 Conference. A conference in which last year took three teams to the NCAAs, and I think even this year they're a little better. They might be able to put four in there. This Duquesne team is a team that beat number 9 Xavier last year. The team coming back for them only lost one player, albeit it was Aaron Jackson, their best player. Still a very, very talented Duquesne team coming into Carver Hawkeye. They're on Tuesday. Like Iowa, they're young. They only have one senior. They are turnover prone. They go on major scoring droughts, just like your Hawkeyes. And also, like Iowa, they're a 3-guard, 2-forward system. The Dukes are coming off a win over Nicholls State. They won by 20 points after being down by 3 at half. So they showed some good resilience in the second half. They cut down their turnovers and ended up going on a pretty big scoring run and taking the game out of hand. But Iowa again will have height advantage in this game. Not very much, but a small margin, sort of like we saw last game against UTSA. It didn't seem to matter in that game as Iowa just decided to pound from the outside instead of trying to work it into Cole or Fuller or even May. So anyways, taking a look at the Duke's starting lineup. At point guard, they got number 3, Eric Evans, who's a sophomore. He's coming off his first career start. He had a bunch of turnovers in that first game versus Nicholls State, but he ended up settling down. He's not a really big scoring threat. Just kind of tries to take care of the ball. We'll see if Iowa can pressure enough to get some turnovers off for him. Their shooting guard is number 13, Jason Duty. He is their only senior. He's a walk-on. He was a walk-on, excuse me. Now he is on scholarship. He pretty much only takes shots behind the three-point arc, kind of like Bawwinkle. He is a great shooter, though, so Iowa has to keep that in mind when they're on defense. Their wingman is, in my opinion, their best player, number 23, Milquan Bolding. He's a sophomore. He's a swing man. He originally committed to Louisville coming out of high school, but then he decided to go the prep route. A lot of Big East teams were still looking at him, and he ended up committing to Duquesne out of the prep school. He gets the basket at will. Extremely dangerous guy. He has improved his jump shot and his three ball on the last year and a half, and so he was on the A10 all-freshman team last year. So I think this guy is a huge matchup problem for Iowa at the 3 spot. Very dangerous. Their power forward is number 30, Bill Clark. He's a junior. He's actually more of a wing as well. He's got good size, very versatile, can hit it from anywhere in the court pretty much. He's a 2-year starter. And he, as like Bolding, he can get to the rim at will. So another matchup problem for our 4. I'd expect May to be on him and Fuller. May is a little more athletic, I believe, and he'd probably be the better matchup for Bill Clark. And their guy down low is actually a forward, number 25, Damian Saunders. He's a junior. He's what people call a stat stuffer. If you do any research on him, he just last game he came off it. He had 17 points, 19 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. Ended up being like the co-A10 player of the week. But he should be a pretty good matchup for Cole. Cole's a little heavier than Saunders. I think Saunders comes in at 210 or something like that. But I believe Jared will be able to guard him. Some of the reserves that Duquesne has, I don't know much about them, but I know that Montero is coming back after 2-game suspension. He was Connecticut's Mr. Basketball. They got Big Mike Williams. He's a 7-footer. He transferred from Kentucky. Very raw athlete. Tubby signed him. And then he tried 1 year under Gillespie. Didn't work out. Transferred, sat out last year. Now he's eligible to play. A freshman they had, Sean Johnson, not the gymnast, but a talented freshman for Duquesne. And the other guy probably to look at would be Rodrigo Pagot. He's a redshirt freshman from Brazil. He's back from injury. He seemed to have some knee injuries early in his career in high school and last year as a freshman. He played in a couple games, was able to redshirt and get that injury redshirt. Iowa is a 2-point favorite at the time of this recording, which would mean that Duquesne would actually be a favorite on a neutral site, which gets me thinking, is Iowa actually a neutral site? Who knows? As the way the game went last night against UTSA, there wasn't a lot of things going on in Carver that would make you think it would be a home court advantage for Iowa. But last time Iowa played the Dukes, they were an underdog, and they beat Duquesne, who was actually number 7 in the nation at the time. That was back in 1969, and the Dukes have never won in a Big Ten arena ever. I believe they're 0-9, and they are 0-2 against Iowa as the visiting team. Duquesne hasn't beaten a Big Ten team since 1973, so they've been over 25 years and since they've beaten a Big Ten team. We just saw a big streak go down last night against UTSA. Could it be another one go down this week? I don't know. Duquesne, in my opinion, was one of the very big matchups for Iowa in the offseason, or in the non-conference. Excuse me. I thought Iowa State would be a big game, as well as Texas is going to be a tough one. I don't think Iowa State has a chance in that one. But besides those two, I think this is the third probably toughest game that Iowa is going to face in the non-conference. I think it's even more tougher than the Virginia Tech team coming in here for the ACC Big Ten Challenge. So Duquesne is a very tough matchup for Iowa, no doubt about it. So if I had to go with a prediction, I do think if Iowa's three-point balls are falling, I mean, this is no secret from anybody. If that ball is falling, Iowa's got a chance to win it. But they're going to have to play good defense. The good thing is the Dukes don't play that good of defense. So Iowa should have the open shots. They knock it down, they win. They don't, they're going to lose. If I had to go with prediction, I guess I would take Iowa 74, Duquesne 73. So that's my cop-out. So, all right. And a quick edit to this video. Apparently I do not know how to read betting lines very well. Iowa is actually a 1.5 point dog in this one, not a 2-point favorite. Sorry.